Hello, you're here for Lockdown Praise Up with me, Stephen. We're walking through Philippians because in lockdown, there ain't nothing better than looking at this letter. It's Tuesday, looking at the tools of youth work. I've got here with me essential tools to youth work, essential tools to life, essential tools to exams, essential tools to work, to card making, to cookery, to gardening, maybe to absolutely every area of life. Colourful pens, look at them. Oh, I love colourful pens. Anyway, we're back into Philippians, looking at one verse. Now, I used to work at Goldstone Primary School, as I've told you many times, as a teaching assistant. There are so many illustrations that come from that area of my life, but back in those days, I used to dread when we'd have a supply teacher. I used to literally go, no, get panicky because, well, Miss Corns was gone and someone else had stepped in. And you can picture the chaos of a year 4 class with a supply teacher. No! Without the watchful eye of Miss Corns, anarchy reigned on those supply teacher year 4 4C days. It was the worst. We'll come back to that in a minute. But Paul's in prison, remember? And he's just been saying, live or die, he's going to bring glory to God. But verse 25, 26, he's reckoning that he's going to stay alive and even have an opportunity to visit the Philippian church. So he says, verse 27, but whatever happens, conduct yourselves in a manner worthy of the gospel of Christ. As in, whatever happens, whether I come or don't come and visit you. Paul wants them to live in a way that matches, that displays the gospel they believe. See, if we love Jesus, we should show it. Christians look different. We've had a motto at our youth group over the last half a year or so. It's sticking out like a healthy thumb in a world full of sore thumbs. That's what Christians do. We live differently because of the gospel we've received. And I look back at verse 27. Whatever happens, conduct yourselves in a manner worthy of the gospel of Christ. And whether I come and see you or only hear about you in my absence, I will know that you stand firm. Do you see? Paul is urging the Philippians to be consistent, to live 24/7 Christianity. That's kind of stolen from an old legend at our church, Ian Barclay, shout out. 24/7 Christianity is consistent living for Jesus. And this is such a big deal to Paul that he says it twice in his letter. Look at Philippians 2 verse 12. He says, therefore, my dear friends, as you've always obeyed, not only in my presence, but now much more in my absence. Paul's like, if I'm with you or I'm not with you, live worthy of the gospel. 24/7 Christianity. No matter what situation comes up, we should live like Christians. One of our leaders, Kathy, did a cracking talk on this. So I'm just going to steal her illustration. She said, we often live like chameleons. Like changing our words, our actions, our attitudes, depending on the situation we're in. Isn't that so true? Like when we're at church on Sunday, it's so easy to live like a Christian, to talk like a Christian, to look like a Christian. Because our youth leaders are around, our Christian mates are around, our vicars are around, our parents are around. But then, when they're not around, Monday to Saturday, like primary school children with a supply teacher, we act different. With our schoolmates, we act funny. With our gymnastic friends, we act different. On our own, we act different. We're chameleons. But Christians are consistent. Whatever situation we get into, we live for Jesus. Because it doesn't matter whether Paul is present or absent, whether Stephen is present or absent, whether our parents are present or absent, or our Christian mates are present or absent. What matters is that God is always present. He's present at school. He's present at church. He's present at gymnastics. He's present even when we're on our own. Because he never leaves us, we always live for him. I mean, how might your actions and attitudes change if you realise that in every situation, God is always present? That's what it means to live 24/7 Christianity. Healthy thumbs in a world full of sore thumbs. So we'll live to please him. He's our audience of one. We're always going to live for him because he never leaves us. And this is so important in lockdown, right? Because in isolation, we're away from the watchful eye of our youth group, our youth leaders, our mates. And so it's really easy to use lockdown as an excuse to drift away from God, to not live in a manner worthy of the gospel. Is that what you're doing? Like, have you drifted away from church on Sundays, from Bible reading, from your own prayers, from youth group? Are you drifting into moaning and grumbling and lusting and hating and gossiping? See, if you love Jesus, love him all the time. Be a 24/7 Christian. Don't let lockdown be an excuse to drift. Philippians 1:27. Whatever happens in life, lockdown or no lockdown, conduct yourselves in a manner worthy of the gospel of Christ. Woo! Let's be consistent. Let's pray. Father, help us to live 24/7 Christianity. Wholehearted, consistent devotion to you. Healthy thumbs in a world full of sore thumbs. No matter what's going on around us, no matter who we're with, would we live like you're present with us? Because you are. Amen. Come tomorrow for some more exciting lockdown prayer.